أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه ووالاه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد. الحمد لله, we are approaching the end of Surah Al-Imran. And today we are studying and we are living with these beautiful ayat from 185. After Allah Azza wa Jal told us about some of the deviated Ahlul Kitab, like deviated Muslim, like deviated anybody, right? So deviation happened in the nations before us, and Allah Azza wa Jal is mentioning it, so we don't get to the same trap, so we end up with the same result. And I keep emphasizing this over and over again. Whenever you see Allah Azza wa Jal talking about the deviation of the Yahud, the Jews, the deviation of the Christians, people of the book said this, the curse of Allah came upon them. It is not because they were Jews, it's not because they were Christian, it's not because they were this or because of that, because they disobeyed. Very simple. And for us, we are not supposed to be disobedient because the curse will come the same way. Alright? So this is the whole idea of this. So inshallah, anybody come and say in your book, Allah Azza wa Jal say, God says Jews are cursed, right? Christians are cursed. Say also Allah says in the Quran that they were blessed. When they followed Musa alayhi salam, they were blessed. Those who believed in Musa alayhi salam, they challenged Fir'aun, right? And Allah Azza wa Jal gave them Jannah. Bani Israel, Allah saved them from the tyranny of Fir'aun in Egypt, and Allah saved them and make a path for them. That's a blessing. Allah sent for them all these things from Allah. Counted these as blessings. People believed in Musa alayhi salam. Allah mentioned in the Quran about two groups. A group who were attached to the dunya, a group who was attached to the akhirah, and how the people attached to the akhirah, the hereafter, were advising and giving da'wah to those who did not listen. Those went to Jannah, those went to hellfire. So Allah Azza wa Jal, yes, mentioned the curse of the Jews, Allah mentioned the blessing of the Jews as well, right? Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned the curse and the anger of Allah about the deviation of the Christians, the followers of Isa, but Allah Azza wa Jal said there are many of them, they are making sajda to Allah, they are praying to Allah, they believe in Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they worship and all of that. So anyways, also, this is number one, okay? So somebody tell you why Quran is, because some people they will come, oh, we don't need to read those verses, we don't need to speak about that because no, there's nothing to hide. Quran is available for everybody to open and read and translate it to every single language on the face of this earth, basically. So if you hide or you don't hide, it's not going to help anything, right? So the best way is to understand. That's what we're doing here. So that's the first point. As Allah mentioned this, Allah mentioned that. Allah mentioned about the good, Allah mentioned about the bad. Also, number two, Allah mentioned the same for this ummah, for this followers of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The curse upon those who kill others without a reason. The curse upon those who commit the adultery. Right? They will have punishment of Allah if they continue doing that, except if they repent to Allah. So Allah is doing the same. He said if you do good, it will be good for yourself. If you do bad, you are gonna suffer from it. And Allah mentioned the hypocrites in the Quran many times. And those hypocrites say, La ilaha illallah Muhammad sallallahu. They say we follow Muhammad sallallahu. And Allah made them dangerous, more dangerous than the disbelievers from the people of the book. إِنَّ الْمُنَافِقِينَ فِي الدَّرْكِ الْأَسْفَلِ مِنَ النَّارِ. They are in the lowest place of hellfire. وَلَعَنَهُمْ وَغَضِبَ عَلَيْهِمْ. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, Allah angered them, Allah cursed them. So please, anybody comes and say, your book says that, please give them those 2 points. Allah mentioned the bad and the good in the nations before, as Allah mentioned it in this nation. Number 2, the believers of followers of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah cursed also those who are hypocrites among them, like He cursed those who before them. Alright? So it's not because what ethnicity you are or what belief you have or what nation. No. It is because you are believing in Allah or not. you are following the messengers of Allah ending with Rasulullah Muhammad or not. And the choice is yours at the end of the day. Okay? So this is very simple. So after Allah talked to us about some of these examples of the people of the book belittling Allah Azza wa Jal and over exaggerating about themselves. Oh, we don't need God, God needs us and all this. Then, now Allah Azza wa Jal said, all of this happened within this short life. All of this short-lived in a short life. This life is short, transient, temporary. It is going to pass. And kullu nafsin, every soul. Kullu, when you say kullu shay, kullu nafsin. Allah said, kullu man alayha fan. Everything on this earth will be wiped out. Kullu nafsin, every soul, me, you, everybody. Dha'iqatul maut. Maut. Maut is the only fact that no two people in this earth differ. People differ about the existence of God Himself. Is He there or not? Debating it, right? But how many people can debate death? So death is not going to happen. Can somebody say that in full conscience? That death is not going to happen? Or I'm not going to die? Or I know the secret not to die? Or I can delay my death? So that's one thing, to humble everybody, to humiliate the mankind, to humiliate them, put their nose down. That there is one fact that you cannot disagree and you cannot resist and you cannot deny. Zawq means taste. Zawq means what? Taste. And originally it is the taste of mouth. It's something you taste with your mouth. Dha'iqa. Dha'iqa means somebody tasting. So you give me something and say, oh, it's sour. Oh, it's sweet. Oh, tasty. Salty. Nice. Oh, it tastes so good. That is dha'iqa. Or, oh, it tastes bitter. Oh, it tastes sour. It tastes hot. That is dha'iqa. Means something you taste. But it is used figuratively also. It's used what? Figuratively. In two different ways. It is used figuratively like taste, means I have a taste in fashion, I have a taste in clothing, I have a taste in the house, taste in decoration. It's called also a taste. It means what makes you feel happy and comfortable to your eye, to everything. So the taste here, it's not only with the tongue, it is with the eye, it is with the mind, it is with the hearing. There is a taste. So he has a taste, or she has a taste on what they listen to. They have a taste on what they look. They have a taste in the smell, right? Mm-hmm. So it goes from the mouth to the other senses. That's one way to use it figuratively, right? Now, a more complex way to use it figuratively is to get something that does not taste and you make it taste.
You give a taste of something that's tasteless.
No. Taste is a human thing, like a physical thing.
Okay.
Then you say, my soul will taste death. Mm-hmm. So my soul will taste. Your soul doesn't taste.
Yeah.
The taste is body. Mm-hmm. You can use it physically, you can use it figuratively, but you're still the one. Right? Now it is not you. Like you say, I will make this tree taste the water. Tasting is for you as a human, but now you're making that, or this car is going to taste my driving. I'm going to give you a taste of my driving. The car doesn't taste, right? But you give that quality of a human being to something which is not tangible. All right? So you say, this paper is going to taste my writing now. Right? This is how it is. Okay? So I'll give this world a taste of my whatever. Okay, so كل نفس ذائقة الموت. So nafs, what is the nafs? Allah. So the soul will taste death as you are tasting a glass of water. So like your glass of water, sometimes this water is you drink it, you enjoy it, it's not, it quenches your thirst. So people will taste death like that. And sometimes it is like you're taking medicine. Sometimes it's like taking poison. Someone is taking something that it is cutting the person to pieces from inside. It's like thorn coming inside, so it depends. But كل نفس ذائقة الموت. It will taste death. Now how death will taste, that's up to you. How it's going to taste is up to you with the rahmah of Allah. Right? So that's why the verse shows us how you can make that taste different. كل نفس ذائقة الموت. That is the standard. No one can come and say, I'm not going to die. So you are going to taste death. وإنما توفون أجوركم يوم القيامة. Your full payment for what you did is the day of judgment. Ajr is the payment that you give someone for doing something. So whatever we did here is the ajr. That ajr little, that ajr is more, that ajr is good, that ajr is bad. You decide. Okay, so now Allah is putting the standard. You want to taste death, right? Taste death. And your reward or punishment is in the day of judgment. فَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ وَأُدْخِلَ الْجَنَّةَ فَقَدْ فَازَ. What is the standard of fawz? Fawz means success, winning. Winning. Faz means he won something. فاز يفوز. فوزا. فوزا عظيما. فقد فاز. So who is that? The one that he would win? Two things. زحزح عن النار وأدخل الجنة. زحزح. You know, زحزح means you remove something by effort. This, if I do this, I moved it. Right? From its spot. When I do this, أزاح means you move it away from that. But زحزح means it's not coming that easy. It is something that you are going to until you move it away. You know that there is a tree that you keep doing like this to remove it. That is زحزح. So فَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ, the one who is moved away from fire like that, that means people prone to go to hellfire easily. But to move away from it is hard. Alright, so there's an effort now. فَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ, if you are removed away from fire and you are admitted to Jannah, now you won. فَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ وَأُدْخِلَ الْجَنَّةَ فَقَدْ فَازَ. It's not like there are two gates, you choose, and you want Jannah, you're just going to go move away to it. It is like you're stuck in a conveyor belt heading toward fire. And you want to move, but you cannot move, right? So someone come and pull that glue and move you away from hellfire and admit you to Jannah. Now you win. But you see the struggle here?
Yes.
So removing one away from the path to hellfire is not easy. I want you to imagine it as like that. There are two conveyor belts. One is going toward the Jannah and one is going toward the fire. Right? Everybody actually by default is going toward this. وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ. Going toward that hellfire part. And the more attached to the dunya, the stronger their feet is attached to that conveyor belt. Alright? And they are going and going and going towards it. This is your life. Okay? So you reach by the end of it. Sometimes a person is that conveyor belt to hellfire all the way, they're about to fall. Then subhanAllah they are moved to that and enter Jannah. Sometimes they are in that conveyor belt all the way until they think they are safe. Then they are more removed going to hellfire. Rasulullah said that. So that now you understand زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ. What it means? It means it's not for granted. So they are moved away from the fire and they are admitted to Al-Jannah. فَقَدْ فَازَ. فَقَدْ فَازَ. وما الحياة الدنيا, يعني living in this dunya, إلا متاع الغرور. متاع means enjoyment, something that you enjoy, you sell, you buy. الغرور means deception. الغرور means deception, cheating. Means something that it appears to be good, but it is not good. You know, you look for a date, it looks juicy and nice from outside and glossy, and you open it, you find the problems inside. I don't want to say, but you find it rotten inside. متاع الغرور. Al-ghurur is like something attracts you, but no substance inside. And we fall for this most of the time. Ghurur. You go to Amazon, they put a picture for you, like you go to buy a burger, man, you look to that thing, you become hungry even if you just ate. You know, the way they put the picture and the things dripping from it, all of that look like, okay, now you have a mental image that I'm going to get in and they're going to serve me this exactly. Yes? But that's mata' al-ghurur. That's ghurur. When you see the real thing, it's never the same. Right?
Yes.
That's why they sometimes they send you a joke. They say, this dress, the way you think it will be, and that's the way it is with you. So you buy it thinking that you are going to look like that model. But that's on her, right? But when you buy it, it's going to be on you, not like that. Mata' al-ghurur, right? That's one way you are cheated. They cheat you into things. Right, you know, for men. They tell you, okay, this and that. They bring a guy, ripped, muscular, everything, spend like 20 years until he gets this body, right? And they say, you know, you take this product and you're going to become like that. So you take that product, but you don't become like that. You know, ghurur, mata'ul ghurur. So the dunya, all this dunya is like that. It's like you are going behind a mirage. You're thinking that there's something there, but there's nothing there. وَجَدَ اللَّهَ عِنْدَهُ فَوَفَّاهُ حِسَابَهُ. Fun. So, متاع الغرور. وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور. سبحان الله. When Allah said كل نفس ذائقة الموت, it is humans and jinn, both. Right? كل نفس, anything that has a soul, will, all the angels too, كل jinn, angels, even the carriers of the throne of Allah, the angels, will die. Allah Azza wa Jalla is the one who will not die. Allah is the only one who will not die, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything will collapse, everything will finish, then Allah will resurrect and bring everything back again in the way He wants, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, what is death for us? I'm not going to spend the lecture talking about it, but I'll tell you exactly what is death in a sentence. Death is, for us, is your soul leaving your body. That is what is called death. But the soul does not die. From the minute Allah created it, it will continue, right? But anything that is in this physical shape, it's done, right? So leaving that body, that is the stage called death. Like the soul was there before you are a fetus in your mom's womb. That's a stage, right? We were not there at all, but when Allah created Adam, Allah created all our souls. So that's one stage. The other stage, your soul exists in the world, Allah knows. But then a man and a woman, and you know the process. And then the fetus is in the womb of the mother. And then it grows on a cellular level. It grows. And then Allah sends your soul, which is assigned to you from the time of Adam alayhi salam, to that body. They merge together, right? In that womb of the mother. That's a different stage. Then when the baby comes to this earth, breathes this air, eats its food, then he lives or she lives in this dunya in a different way. Then this soul that came in the womb of your mother, through that body in the womb of your mother, will split again. Right? So there was no body, there was a soul. Allah created a body, then unite the soul with the body. Then, come out to this world and you grow and the soul is with you. And then there will be another split. That is what we call death. Now understand? So that's the death for you. When the soul, I told you the journey, created alone, Allah created a body for it as a host, then it will leave that host one more time and it will decompose that host, that body. And then it will stay in the barzakh, like in the between, it's not in the akhirah, it's not in the dunya, there's no time, no space, it's somewhere. We don't know what it is. That's alim al-barzakh, right? So, then Allah Azza wa Jal create that body one more time. That's the ba'ath now, resurrection. Resurrection, as Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, everything in the body will decompose except the tailbone. The tailbone, that is the one that the cell of the human stays in. They take that tailbone, put it in extreme heat, it does not die. Extreme freezing, it does not die. They crushed it, grind it with everything, it does not die. So in that level, the cellular level stays there. So Ajabu Dhanab, or the tailbone, will stay there. Then Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Allah will send the rain that you are going to grow out of your tailbones like a plant. Like when you put water on a seed, then that sprout comes out and start growing like this. So we will grow like that. In a different body, different creation, that soul will come back again to it. Okay, now I understand? That soul comes back to it. And then, this is the next stage until you are decided to go to Jannah. May Allah make us among them. Or the others decided to go to hellfire. Then the body takes a different body, different shape again. Yes. So when people enter Jannah, then they سقاهم ربهم شرابا طهورا تعرف في وجوههم نضرة النعيم. So the body will transform to another body that fits for the Jannah. Yeah, so that body that you've grown in to come out from your grave is a stage, but there is another stage when a person enters Jannah or enters hellfire.
Also the body changes.
Yes, body changes according to hellfire, hundreds of times bigger than the people of Jannah. So they can taste punishment more. Oh yeah. Yeah, so Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said people will be resurrected Yawm al-Qiyamah on the size and the shape of their father Adam. 60 arms span tall. So we are going to be resurrected like that when we come out from our graves, not in this dwarf body that we have right now. Right? So then when people go to Jannah, Allah Azza wa Jalla gives them different shape, different look, different feeling, different everything. Okay? They are different. That's why when people start debating about things of Jannah, I said, you don't know anything. You're really wasting your time. Right? Because you'll never get to that. Just accept that you're going to go to Jannah and take everything with your limited understanding. But your feeling is different, your look is different, everything is different. In Jannah, you are different. And then people in hellfire, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that the molar teeth of a kafir in Jahannam is bigger than the mountain of Uhud. The molar teeth. The teeth. The back teeth. One tooth for the disbeliever in hellfire is like a mountain size of a mountain. The molar, one tooth. One tooth, yeah.
I haven't seen Uhud yet.
Yeah.
Big mountain.
I just imagine that.
You just imagine all the teeth, the face, body, how it looks like. It's enormous. Now, so كل نفس ذائقة الموت وإنما توفون أجوركم يوم القيامة. So this dunya is متاع الغرور, right? من زحزح عن النار وادخل الجنة فقد فاز. They have to understand that everything you are given in this dunya, متاع, is an enjoyment, temporary. You're going to leave it or it will leave you. So one of the two. You have that drink in front of you, you're going to finish it, so it's going to finish. Or you're going to forget it, or you're not going to drink it. Something will happen, but it's temporary. It's not there all the time. Your clothes, your body, your beauty, your health, nothing stays. Nothing stays. It's temporary. But وَمَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. As Allah Azza wa Jalla says in the Quran, whatever with Allah is better and permanent. We as humans want things permanent, but nothing in this dunya will be permanent. Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says in the hadith, Wallahi, by Allah, مَا الدُّنْيَا فِي الْآخِرَةِ, this dunya compared to akhirah, إِلَّا except كَمَا يَغْمِسُ أَحَدَكُمْ إصبعه في اليم. It's like one of you put their finger in the ocean, in the water. فلينظر بما يرجع. And he takes it out. How much is on your finger? So So what is in your finger is the dunya, and the ocean is the akhirah. So now you understand? When we talk with the dunya rules about akhirah, you really don't get it. It is like you have a drop of water in your finger and say, oh, that drop of water is warm, that drop of water is cold, it is smaller than my finger. And you are describing the drop of water. But that's the ocean, right?
Yeah.
So you cannot judge the ocean by this drop of water under the microscope. You say, I understand exactly what the ocean is. No, you don't. You don't exactly know what you're talking about. Okay, so this is fil akhirah. That's why Allah Azza wa Jalla said, وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا فِي الْآخِرَةِ إِلَّا مَتَاعٌ. Dunya compared to akhirah is nothing but temporary enjoyment. Now, if somebody wants the dunya and the price is akhirah, what kind of person is that? With all what we said about comparison between dunya and akhirah, you pay all this much for that product? And when a product is worthy, you pay as much as you can because you're getting it's worth it. You said it's worth it. I'm buying this computer, you're putting $1,000 or $2,000 in it, but I believe, I might be right, I might be wrong, but generally, why you pay that much money? Because this is the value of it. You believe that the service it's going to give me is worth that much money I give or more. Okay? Now you imagine that something that is only worth $1 and you pay thousands and thousands of dollars for it. There has to be a value. There has to be a value, otherwise you are making an insane decision. And those who pay millions and millions of dollars in a drawing, it has some value for them, but for everybody else has no value. So some people see them as crazy. Crazy. Someone buys a pair of jeans that, if you see it on the road, you are not going to even look at it. But somebody would pay $7,000, $8,000 in it. Oh, because it's a vintage pair of jeans, a cowboy in Texas 200 years ago was wearing it. It stinks and it is ugly and it is ripped, and I would not even wear it if people give me $1,000. I would still not wear it. But somebody would pay thousands of dollars for it. Because for everybody, that's a crazy person. Or this is the soap that such and such singer he washed his body with. Ew! Come on now. The people. And this is the napkin that has the lipstick of Marilyn Monroe or something like that. What is this, man? Where are we going? Where are you going, for Allah's sake? Where are you going? فَأَيْنَ تَذْهَبُونَ? Where are you going? The Quran and our deen gives us the higher values. Higher value?
Yes.
Is to make others happy. Is to make people productive. Is to make people human. Is to make people feel their potential. That is the priceless value Allah Azza wa Jalla wants us to be. Is to make your neighbor feeling good that you are his or her neighbor. When you walk, you are a mercy for everything. You are mercy for the trees, for the grass, for the birds. That is the value. It's not the value in the clothes or the car or nothing. Who knows who was walking on this street before? Maybe a billionaire king in his time or in her time. Where are they now? No way. How would you know about them? You don't. But you know the person who was here and make sure those trees stay is a good person. Right? Is the person who, when you go and they saved someone, make them educated and all that, that was a good person. You don't have to know their name, but that is the value. So it's not the value of what you leave behind physically, it is the value of what you leave behind spiritually. Changing people, keeping people human, keeping humans human. This is the real value. So, متاع الغرور, dunya is متاع الغرور. Now Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying to the believers what is going to happen, so you really know what's going on. It's nice that you know what to expect, right? It's nice when you enter a place and what am I expecting now? Sheikh, come give khutbah here. It's good to know what I'm going to be speaking about, always good, and to know what kind of audience. I'm in a university town. That means I'm going to be talking to educated people. I am in a ranch town. I'm going to be talking to people who are on that level. I'm in a business town, so I'm talking to people normally professional. In Silicon Valley or whatever, this is people like her. So you have to know what you're talking about. If I go to College Station and I'm talking to people, 99% of those who are sitting in front of me, they are students. They are seeking knowledge on a level or another, on a PhD level or a freshman in college. Okay, so I know exactly who I'm addressing, how I'm addressing. It has to be facts. It has to be like proofs. It has to be to the point, like that. You're going to people who are like, family people, so husbands, wives, fathers, mothers, you have to talk to them in that way and so on. So it's good to know what to expect. So Allah Azza wa Jal says, what to expect because you are believers, لَتُبْلَوُنَّ. You are going to be truly tested. From Bala, لَتُبْلَوُنَّ فِي أَمْوَالِكُمْ وَأَنفُسِكُمْ. See, لَتُبْلَوُنَّ, that's a confirmation. Means it's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to you. Nobody's going to escape away. لا تبلون. لا means for sure. لا تبلا لا تبلون. ده نون تأكيد. لا تبلون يعني surely it is going to happen. So nobody can say I'm saying La ilaha illallah and nothing happened to me. Actually, this person, there is a doubt about their iman if they are not tested. It's like somebody says, I never get sick. When you have a dangerous it's a problem, When you're going to hit, it's like a train hits you. No introductions. I'm serious.
No.
But if you got sick before, it's okay, It's okay to get sick before, but your body is used to this. But if you didn't get sick, believe me, when you get sick, you are going to go down big time. Okay, so if a person did not taste the trial, they have danger. They have danger. They are in danger. So Allah Azza wa Jalla said, لَتُبْلَوُنَّ, for sure you'll be tested in your money, means your wealth, and yourselves. And this is a confirmation to the ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah Azza wa Jalla saying in Surah Al-Baqarah, وَلَيَبْلُوَنَّكُمُ اللَّهُ بشيء من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين. Allah Azza wa Jal will test you. I'm going to give it to you. Allah will test you. No. Yes. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ. This is verse 155 of Surah Al-Baqarah. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ, and surely we will test you. See? لَتُبْلَوُنَّ وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ, right? Put them side by side. بشيء من الخوف, some fear, والجوع, hunger, ونقص من الأموال, decrease in your wealth, والأنفس, yourselves, your souls, والثمرات, fruits, وبشر الصابرين. Right? We say إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. Allah reward you. So here, Allah Azza wa Jalla says, this is verse 186 of Surah Al-Imran. So 155 for Al-Baqarah, 186 of Al-Imran. Put them beside each other, you will know exactly the point. Okay? لَتُبْلَوُنَّ فِي أَمْوَالِكُمْ وَأَنفُسِكُمْ. How will be tested in your money? If you're rich, Allah testing you to give. If you're poor, Allah testing you by taking it away from you, by not having. So those who are having, your test is having it. Those who don't have it, your test is not having it. So when you have the money, are you going to be thankful and give? That's your لَتُبْلَوُنَّ for you. If you don't have it, are you going to be satisfied with whatever you get, or you are greedy and jealous from what they have? And you're going to be patient or not. That's your test for you. So test whether you have it or you're not having it. لَتُبْلَوُنَّ فِي أَمْوَالِكُمْ وَأَنفُسِكُمْ وَلَا تَسْمَعُوا. And your أنفسكم, again, you have too many children, you don't have children, you have one child, it's the same thing. right? Like the money. And also أنفسكم, like Battle of Uhud, right? You'll be killed, injured, right? ولا تسمعن, and you will hear for sure, you will hear for sure. Lots of harm. From who? من الذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبلكم ومن الذين أشركوا. From those who were given the book before you, Jews and Christians, you will hear lots and lots and lots of adha, of harm. They will keep, and the mushrikeen too, of Quraysh. They will harm you in your religion. They will say your religion is bad, your God is this. They will insult Allah, they will insult the Prophet Muhammad, they will insult the Quran, they will try to burn the Quran, they will try to put, those drawings of the Prophet. There's adhan kathiran, right? أذى كثيرا. وإن تصبروا وتتقوا فإن ذلك من عزم الأمور. عزم الأمور means it's hard to control affairs. Means controlling hard to control affairs. عزم. Like عزيمة is to do the things in the hard way. Opposite of عزيمة, عزيمة is رخصة. You know رخصة is taking the easy way out. So if you are traveling in Ramadan, what is the rukhsa? Is to break the fast. But what is the azima? Is to do fast. Now you understand azm al-umur? That's the azima. Azima is to do the harder one, harder of the choice. So Allah Azza wa Jalla said, tasbiru wa tattaqu, that's azm al-umur. Normally people will not have patience, will not have taqwa. When they are tested in their money, and tested in their children, and tested in themselves. Right? Normally. But Allah said, if you practice sabr, patience, control yourself, and not to get allured with these people who are insulting the deen and try to drag us to the wrong, sabr and taqwa. Taqwa means shield yourself. I'm not going to go down. I'm not going to go to that level. You're not going to lower me to that level. تصبروا وتتقوا فإن ذلك من عزم الأمور. What is the taqwa? Taqwa is to continue on the path of right and avoid the path of wrong. That is taqwa. When you wake up in the morning until you sleep at night, how much did you follow of Allah's order and how much did you avoid of Allah's prohibition? That's how much of taqwa you have. So how many prayers you prayed, how many Quran verses you recited, how many good deeds you did. That's half of taqwa. And how many things that you had the chance to do wrong, but you choose not to do. That's the other half of the taqwa. It's very hard. So that's why you have to be checking yourself all the time. Taqullah, 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 muttaqeen, 260 times in the Quran. Because it is hard. Because you have to check yourself. That is the self-check thermometer for you daily. Taqwa, right? Is this taqwa or not taqwa? Am I going to be doing this? Is this a good thing or a bad thing? It's a good thing, Ya Allah reward me. It's a bad thing, so why am I doing it? I should avoid it. So that's the stage of taqwa. All the time you're going back and forth in this to keep it. وإن تصبروا وتتقوا فإن ذلك من عزم الأمور. فإن ذلك من عزم الأمور. So now we know that this dunya, this world is finishing. It is temporary. It has an end, and everything will finish and everything will perish except Allah Azza wa Jal. And then the reward or punishment will be in Yawm al-Qiyamah for whatever you did. So what you do here will decide what you get over there. This dunya is a deceptive time. This dunya is in deception. There's nothing permanent in it, even though if you think so. But everything will go at the end. Compared to Akhirah is nothing. No comfort and no permanent joy except in the Jannah and in the reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now we get to a different section in the surah. That Allah Azza wa Jal took covenant. Mithaq. Akhada means took something. He took something. Akhada mithaq. Akhada Allahu mithaq. Allah took a covenant. It's an agreement. You are going to do such and such and such. You agree? Yes. That's called mithaq. You know, that's why mithaq is always mentioned for prophets, right? That Allah took the covenant upon them. And Allah called it mithaq al-ghalidha, heavy, strong covenant, right? In other surah. But Al-Ahzab, Allah mentioned it, mithaq al-ghalidha. You know when is the other time that Allah mentioned mithaq al-ghalidha? Ghalidh means thick, strong, serious. That's the word ghalidh. So mithaq al-ghalidha means a heavy, strong covenant, right? It's mentioned twice in the Quran. One time on the mithaq that Allah took upon the prophets to deliver the message, and one time Allah mentioned it in marriage. That the woman is taking it from the man. Mithaq al-ghalidha. So women took upon from men. So men give mithaq al-ghalidha to women, and the prophets give mithaq al-ghalidha to Allah Azza wa Jalla. That's how big is the marriage thing. So marriage is like a religious deal. So people always look at it in a civil way. They say, oh, why women do this and the man is doing this? I want to be equal to this. It's because you don't get it. Allah Azza wa Jalla said mithaq al-ghalidha, for God's sake. This marriage is like a religious deal. It's not a civil deal only. It's not a contract of selling and buying or a partnership. It's more than that. It's more than that. So قد أخذ الله ميثاق الذين أوتوا الكتاب. So Allah took the covenant from the people who were given the book. What is the mithaq upon them? I give you the book, but you have to explain it to people and deliver it. لَتُبَيِّنُنَّهُ لِلنَّاسِ. Bayan means you show and clarify things. Right? لَتُبَيِّنُنَّهُ لِلنَّاسِ. Somebody hiding behind this wall, right? Something hiding behind this wall, you are not seeing it. If I grab it from this wall, behind this wall, and I show it in front of you right here, that is لَتُبَيِّنُنَّهُ. So I give you the book, that's a divine message. The general public, the laity, didn't get it. Lay people didn't get it. You have to show publicly what I give you. لَتُبَيِّنُنَّهُ لِلنَّاسِ. That is the mithaq. I give you the book with the condition that you have to show it to people and explain it to them. وَلَا تَكْتُمُونَ. And they don't hide it. Right? Don't hide it. But what did they do in return? فَنَبَذُوهُ وَرَاءَ ظُهُورِهِمْ. They threw it like this, behind their back. About this is figurative. Right? When you throw something behind your back, do you care about it?
No.
You know, people like eat sandwich and then so Allah said that's exactly what they did with the book of Allah. He took the covenant. The book is here, you do this. لَتُبَيِّنُنَّهُ لِلنَّاسِ. Don't hide it. وَلَا تَكْتُمُونَهُ. Instead of showing it to the people, they did not only hide it, no, they actually threw it behind their back. And they went even further, as Allah mentioned in Surah Al-An'am. He said, تَجْعَلُونَهُ قَرَاطِيسَ تُبْدُونَهَا وَتُخْفُونَ كَثِيرًا. They make it like, they rip the papers and they give whatever benefit them, but they hide and throw the rest. So Allah Azza wa Jalla, He said, Allah took from them that to show to people and not to hide it. فَنَبَذُوهُ وَرَاءَ ظُهُورِهِمْ وَاشْتَرَوْا بِهِ ثَمَنًا قَلِيلًا. They will sell it, and they are not selling it for a high bidder. They sell it actually for cheap. اشتروا به ثمنا قليلا فبئس ما يشترون. فبئس ما يشترون. Mithaq, as I said, covenant. It's confirmed, affirmed covenant. That it was taken from them by the prophets to the people of the book. That we give you the book, you have to show it to the people, that's the Jews and the Christians, and you have to show them the rulings. You have to show them the stories Allah mentioned. You have to show them everything. Like Quran now, it's open for everybody, right? We give the people Quran. Said read the Quran. We are not hiding it. So we are following that, but the people before us did not do that. لَتُبَيِّنُنَّهُ لِلنَّاسِ. including Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right? Including there will be a last prophet, there is a Quran, there is a revelation. You have to follow. This is in their book as well. So they did not take the covenant and they threw away and they, Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in the previous ayah that this dunya is nothing, right? So that was the price that they sold the book of Allah, which has the permanent na'im, permanent reward, for the dunya which is temporary. You see, the dunya is like a drop of water compared to the ocean. So someone is selling the ocean for that drop of water. Can you imagine that? This is very cheap, right? Or purchasing the dunya with the ocean. You can put it both ways, I want that drop of water, I don't want the ocean. You take the ocean, I take the drop of water. So if I'm giving you the ocean, I said you can have this ocean. He said, no. I have the drop of water or the ocean? No, I just need the drop of water. You keep the ocean. Drop of water will evaporate, then you come to the ocean, you will not find anything. Because you made the choice. You sold already. You have to use one as the price of the other. So what's going to be? Any sane person will say, of course, if I am telling you, okay, this is what you have now, this room, right? But you upgrade to this palace. Okay? So what you said, no, you keep the palace, I keep the room. I want the room. Even though you said the palace, after 10 years, use this room, stay in it, okay? And once you stay there 10, 15, 20 years, patient and all that, then you get to the palace. Right? He said, no, I don't want that. So you lose both. Even if you live in the palace, right? After 10 years, you're going to be kicked out. You're going to be kicked out. But you want the palace permanently, you're going to stay in the room for this time. So that's why, now I told you the story before of the town that, they said the king died. And the king, before he dies, he said the first person who entered the gate of the city becomes your king. But you're going to do the test for him. Right? You are going to stay with us for 10 years. But then after that, we're going to throw you in the jungle, which is full of snakes and all of that. Right? So, yeah. So this is so everybody accept, right? And then they will get thrown at the end. When a man comes and says, you don't have a choice, you're going to be like that, So okay. So from the first, so everyone, before they will enjoy their term, 10 years and love, palaces and all this, and then when the day comes, they throw him in the land. Right? So this guy comes and he tells them, all right. And from day one, he ordered the jungle to be cleaned and all the palaces to be built better than the city. Because this is where I'm going to go, right? So I'm going to use what I have to prepare where I'm going. Instead of being distracted only by this, and I abandon that. So the person who abandons al-akhirah is like this example. He is selling that beautiful permanent place for a temporary deceptive place. Alright? So اشتروا به ثمنا قليلا فبئس ما يشترون فبئس ما يشترون يعني what a bad deal. بئس is opposite of نعمة. نعمة الثواب يعني is the best of the deal. بئس الثواب يعني the worst of what you get. Right? So Allah Azza wa Jal is saying that's what the people of the book did. So now you know that everybody will taste death and you should prepare yourself. Allah said to the believers that you will be tested and people will harm you verbally, physically, everything. Okay? And don't give up. Because the people before Allah took a covenant from them, but they gave up. And they sold it for a cheap price. So they will be punished for that. So don't be like them. Then Allah Azza wa Jal says, لا تحسبن الذين يفرحون بما أتوا ويحبون أن يحمدوا بما لم يفعلوا ما لم يفعلوا فلا تحسبنهم بمفازة من العذاب ولهم عذاب أليم. Right? So this ayah here, there is a reason of the revelation, two reasons of the revelation. One is about the people of the book, one is about the hypocrites of the Muslims. People of the book, that they are happy with what they have. Oh, we have the Torah, we have the Injil, we are the follower of Musa, we are the follower of Isa, right? وَيُحِبُّونَ أَنْ يُحْمَدُوا بِمَا لَمْ يَفْعَلُوا. They like to be praised. We are the people of the book, we understand about God more than you and all of this, while they are not actually truly worshipping and they are not truly pious and righteous. So يُحِبُّونَ أَنْ يُحْمَدُوا بِمَا لَمْ يَفْعَلُوا. They like to be praised with what they don't have. You know, someone like to be praised for what they don't have. Like someone wants to be recognized as a very knowledgeable person while they are not knowledgeable. That they are very generous while they are not generous. You know, making a donation so they can be recognized. So يُحِبُّونَ أَنْ يُحْمَدُوا بِمَا لَمْ يَفْعَلُوا. They did not do something, but they like to take the credit. Sometimes a person does something to take the credit. That's hypocrisy. But worse than that is someone wants to take the credit for something that they did not do. So you find like someone, I got a job. I got a job. And I know who actually helped me to get the job. Right? But there's someone who comes and says, I fought for you, man. I did this. You don't know what I did behind these closed door meetings. I was the reason that you got the job. Okay. Actually, I have a recording of the meeting. You're the only one who did not raise their hand, you know. You abstained from voting, actually. But because they have the deal that, you know, whatever happens here doesn't go out, but it came out anyways, right? So comes to you see this ayah like manifested in front of you. That يحبون أن يحمدوا بما لم يفعلوا. That's an example just to understand, right? We're not saying that this goes to take the person to hellfire, astaghfirullah. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that this is an example for you that someone wants to be praised or take the credit for something that they did not do. Right? So when the credit becomes your concern, you're actually not going to help anybody. Even if you help somebody, it's no good. Okay? So Allah Azza wa Jalla said some munafiqi, some people of the book, they are like that. They think that they have something and that they want to be praised with something that they did not do. فَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّهُمْ بِمَفَازَةٍ مِنَ الْعَذَابِ. They are not going to be saved from hellfire. وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. The other reason of the narration is about the munafiqeen. The munafiqeen. When Rasulullah ﷺ going to fight, they make excuses. Right? They make excuses. And they avoid the battle. Then you know when Rasulullah ﷺ wins or something like that, they are happy. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, فَرِحَ الْمُخَلَّفُونَ بِمَقْعَدِهِمْ خِلَافَ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ. Right? So to Tawbah, they are happy that they stayed behind, they did not go. So Allah Azza wa Jalla said, يَفْرَحُونَ بِمَا أَتَوْا. They love what they did. They are happy with what they did. They are happy that they are not with Rasulullah. Astaghfirullah. You are happy. You're supposed to be happy that you are with Rasulullah. You are happy that you are dying fi sabilillah. You are happy that you live fi sabilillah. Live or die fi sabilillah. I'm happy because of that. بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَرَحْمَتِهِ فَذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا. This is the source of my happiness. But they are happy that they are not doing right. So Allah Azza wa Jalla said, don't think that they are saved from punishment. So it can be about the munafiqeen, it can be about the people of the book, and there is no problem, inshallah. So Allah took a covenant from them to show it to people, but what they did not show it to people. They broke the covenant, they hide it, they throw it behind their backs, they sold it for cheap price, and they want to take credit for something that they did not do. We are the people of the book. We are the scholars. We know about, but they are not. So they like to take credit for this. Hypocrites, same thing. So now, in here, there is some indication for the scholars and the people of knowledge of this ummah. Indirectly. And why Allah Azza wa Jalla says, remember when Allah took the covenant from the people of the book to show it to people. That means what is the covenant of Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? to show it to people. And he did. So what is the covenant of the Sahaba? To show it to people. And they did. And it kept going like this. So how about you now? And me? Are you going to show it to people? Or you are hiding it? Are you hiding it with knowing it? Or you are hiding it to sell it? Or you are hiding it out of what? Right? Then also it is a lesson for us not to take credit for something that we don't do. Sometimes we like to do that, you know, like, oh, I'm the one who talked to them. Nobody can verify, so it doesn't help you. Don't take credit for something that you did not do. Yeah. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in the hadith, narrated in Bukhari and Muslim, that's a scary one. من ادعى دعوى كاذبة ليتكثر بها لم يزده الله إلا قلة. Whoever make a false claim to get credit, Allah will not increase them except in loss. They will lose more. So the whole intention of making claim to take credit is what? To increase. To increase in something that a person doesn't have. If I make a false claim, I'm trying to get something that I don't have. But I am claiming something I did not do. You see I don't have this, and I know I can get something, but it is through a false claim. What will be the result? Allah will decrease what I have. It's not getting me what I don't have. No, will decrease what you have. Do you want really to go there?
No.
That's why being humble, actually denying yourself. Actually, you do the things and somebody did it.
Yeah.
It's not like I want to take credit for what I didn't do. No, I don't want to even take credit for what I did. This is the real believer who wants to be like, you know what? I don't want people to know that I did this. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not, you see, this person is going 2 steps behind. So, I do things, you do things, and you don't want to claim credit for it, to stay sincere. Asking credit for it, if needed, or it helps, or this is the rule, that's fine. Yeah. You have to work on your intention. But that's your right, though. Your right to be recognized. If it is okay, your niyyah is fine. I can spend on open. In the open, I can give thousands of dollars in the open to encourage the people and to do this. My niyyah is good, so I'm taking the credit somehow. But I don't want to take a credit out of the fear that my niyyah is. Now that person, and there is another level. So one level you do things and don't take credit. One level you do things and take credit. One level you don't do and you don't take credit. And the last level is you don't do but you want credit. But you see the 4 categories? In the extreme here is doing everything but does not want any credit. On this side, does not do anything but want all the credit. And in between, he does something and takes some credit. And does not do anything and does not take any credit. That's the 4 logical divisions, you know. There is no 5th. You cannot find the 5th. It's always 4 like that. So you have or you don't have. And when you have, you want credit or no credit. You don't have, you want credit or no credit. So 2 times 2 equals 4. So don't be like that. لا تحسبن الذين يفرحون بما أتوا ويحبون الحسنى. So Rasulullah warned us. Anybody who wants to claim or take credit for something that they did not do, Allah will decrease what they have. So don't ask for credit for what you didn't do, lest you lose what you have. Okay. There is another hadith. Rasulullah, Bukhari Muslim also. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Al-mutashabbi'u bima lam yu'ti kalabisi thawbay zur." The one mutashabbi' means satiated with something, means like full of it, right? The one who is full of what they did not give. Like they did not give, but they appear in front of people that they are the givers. He is like the one who is wearing the 2 garments of falsehood. They are not his or hers. This is like, they look like something, but it's like someone having the Rolex, having the phone, having the keys for the Lamborghini, but none is theirs.
On rent.
None is there. They are just going there to impress somebody. Right? So this car is a rental. And you know the watch is fake.
Copy.
And the phone is like their friends. And they put a suit or something like that from the dry clean store, you know, rental. And then they go there. This is all zur. Zur means false. It's not yours. And they're not genuine. All of these things are not genuine stuff. So you are not genuine. So Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said the one who claims things that they did not do is like the person who is fake. Is fake. Is wearing fake clothes. So be careful, and there are many hadith like that. So Allah Azza wa Jalla is warning us. Just be whoever you are. Don't try to be someone that you are not. See, that's the khulasa, I mean, summary of today's. Don't be someone that you are not, especially if that is not going to get you good, it's actually going to get bad. Yeah, try to be generous. Try to do good things. But don't claim credit for anything that you did not do or beyond your ability. Don't try to appear someone that you are not. Okay. So just be humble for Allah and ask Allah for increase. Ask Allah for more. Allah will give you more. اتقوا الله ويعلمكم الله. Have taqwa to Allah and Allah will teach you. Inshallah, remaining in this surah is this beautiful section at the end that Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to recite in the Salatul Layl and Tahajjud, and it's a beautiful section from in the creation of heavens and earth, all of that. So inshallah we'll have them in the next session, inshallah, and then whatever remaining in the last session we'll do it along with the summary of Surah Al-Imran, and we'll stop there before the month of Ramadan, inshallah. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك.